request and I invite Dr. Suresh Chandra Mishra to please present his lecture on some less discussed dimensions of nakshatras.
Namaskar. Ya Devi stuyate nityam vibudhair veda paragai same vasudjibhagre brahma rupa saraswati. My dear friends, strictly remaining in the stipulated limits established by sage Parashar, I am going to discuss some rare and less discussed dimensions of the nakshatras. First of all, how to analyze a chart. In this order, we have to pick up the nakshatra falling in the lagna, that is the rising lagna, rising sign. That nakshatra provides a high potential to the lagna and all over the chart. Pick up the Vinchotri Dasha Lord of that nakshatra. If that Lord happens to be with strong planets in a good house, like Kendra and Trikona, the entire chart gets nourishment, a special nourishment. Number two, the nakshatra occupied by our natal moon. That nakshatra's Lord, similarly the Vinchotri Dasha Lord, is placed along with any strong planet, either a Kendra Lord or a Trikona Lord. So obviously the chart gets similar nourishment and similar strength, and unparalleled strength is provided, is obtained by the chart. Number three, that is the most important thing. Whenever the moon transits south of the nakshatra or transits in a manner piercing or penetrating the nakshatra, the all good of the nakshatra are destroyed. On the contrary, when moon transits off north of the nakshatra, then all goods are enhanced. But how to decide this move? Whether moon will transit the south of the nakshatra or north of the nakshatra? It is very simple. We have to consult, we have to refer to the latitude, the celestial latitude of the nakshatra as well as that of the moon. And declination and latitudes are being given in all annual ephemeris, even in my ephemeris, being published on annual basis since 2012. The celestial equator, the distance calculated from the celestial equator of a celestial body is known as the declination, and similarly the distance either north or south from the ecliptic is known as shar in classical language, and latitude, celestial latitude in English. The celestial latitude may be either north or south, and that is fixed for centuries for all the nakshatras, because nakshatras have no motion at all. If you obtain latitude of the nakshatra once, that will be useful for your lifetime, because there is a very, very slight motion, negligible motion in all nakshatras. And those latitudes are being given regularly in my ephemeris. First of all, we have to find the nakshatra, the principal star of the nakshatra, that is also known as the principal star of the nakshatra region. We know that the nakshatra is a cluster of so many stars, lakhs of stars, but amongst those, there are very few stars, very few nakshatras, very few stars having brilliance, and one of them is labeled as the principal or junction star of any celestial region or any nakshatra region. If moon's celestial latitude, north, is more than that, of the nakshatra, then moon will pass north of the nakshatra, or in case nakshatra is placed, the tara of the nakshatra, the principal star of the nakshatra is placed south of the ecliptic, then in that case, moon passes on the less latitude. Moon passes more latitude as compared to that of the nakshatra. It means the moon will pass south of the nakshatra. But in all these cases, passing south or piercing, when shar or latitude is equal to the nakshatra, then moon will pass piercing the star or penetrating the star. That will destroy all good of the nakshatra, all positive traits being cited in the classics of that nakshatras. Next is the declination, pertaining to the declination. Declination is a very powerful tool to analyze or to assess the strength of a chart. But how does it do so? Similar declination of two luminaries is very important. Two luminaries means sun and the moon. When sun and the moon obtain equal amount of declination, either north or south, that is the balancing or equality in declination, that is also known as Kranti Samya or Mahapat in our Siddhantic works. Kranti Samya is so ominous, like an eclipse that is happening now, and I am delivering my lecture during a grahan, during an eclipse, lunar eclipse. So it is so ominous, like an eclipse. The Kranti Samya destroys all good of the chart. The person, the native, will be struggling, only struggle, trouble and obstacle will be there throughout his life, and there is no rescue or no remedy. Similarly, the Kranti Samya becomes Kranti Samya, the word Kranti in declination, Samya means equality, the equal amount of declination. The equality of Kranti Samya may happen either south or north. When sun at the same distance from the celestial equator in south and moon is in north, similarly the Kranti Samya will happen. But Kranti Samya can also happen when both are in the same side of the ecliptic, of the celestial ecliptic. So that Kranti Samya is not good, is not nourishing, is not manifesting any good conferring any good on the native. But sometimes all planets except Sun, Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus and Moon, all five sometimes obtain a higher number of declination that is not stipulated in our classical works. Our classics reveal that the highest possible amount of a kranti or declination will be confined to 23 degrees and 26 minutes nowadays. 23 degrees, that is the param kranti, that is the highest amount of kranti, but sometimes planets are so disciplined that they are used to cross the line of control stipulated by the sun, by the king of all planets. In that case, moon, in a course of its transit of 9.5 years, always crosses the line of limit, and that term is known in our classical works as Atikrant. Atikrant means out of bounds. The planet goes out of bounds. Out of bounds means unconventional, means indisciplined, means unpredictable behavior. And similarly, remaining 9.5 years, and that is more or less equal the transit of Rahu, the complete zodiac circle of Rahu and Ketu. So therefore, tide of sentiments, unpredictability in behavior, undue violence, undue offenses in the society, as well as in the nature and temperament of the native will be there as a matter of rule. Next, Mars. Mars may go up to 28 degrees, may obtain up to 28 degrees more or less during its out of bound. In short, we can say OOB, out of bounds. When it obtains the OOB condition, then Mars manifests war, violence, bloodshedding, hatred, and so many negative things overall within the society as well as in an individual. For an example, Mars was out of bounds during 1942 to 1945, obtaining more than 28 degrees declination, and that period manifested the Second World War. Next example is 1962 to 1965, Mars was again OOB, and that manifested India war with China as well as with Pakistan. And nowadays, in this present year 2018, Mars is again going out of bound and will be out of bound till 2026. Over this period, even me, because I will be also addressing you even after 2026. Don't go on my wrinkles present on my neck. Right from the 2018 till 2026, we are going to witness so many weird examples and incidents on the globe. Maps of several countries will change. Earthquakes, tsunami, natural calamities we will be witnessing during our lifetime. And however, I am so younger nowadays. I am running in the 37th year of my age. By the way, I have completed the 36th year on the 25th January this year only. Therefore, I am running in the 37th year. And all of you are almost of the similar age, at your prime youth. So Mars can manifest what? What is about Mercury? Mercury, the planet of wit, planet of wisdom, planet of humor, planet of acting, planet of fine arts. The artists, actors, writers, or even astrologers, because Mercury also has command over all astrologers, all doing calculative works. So therefore, Mercury may manifest highly inclined towards negativity in one's wit and highly positivity in one's wit. For an example, Albert Einstein was having 2 planets OOB in his chart, including Mercury and Moon. He was highly genius. But so many culprits, so many offenders might be there, having Mercury and Moon under OOB. Therefore, it can be decided having analyzed the chart in its entire spectrum, then only we can say whether this individual will go towards negativity or will go towards positivity. Similarly, Donald Trump is also having one planet in OOB, under OOB. And Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, even our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, even our former Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, were also having one or two planets under OOB. So when a planet goes under OOB, so definitely the weird nature, weird temperament, weird type of action will be there in an individual and as well as within the society. Now I take your permission for getting a sip. Because over a period of 10 years, I underwent 2 times the oral surgery pertaining to cancer. I had oral cancer and was operated over 2 times. Therefore, I take a jam within my lecture every time. Next, after OOB, find out the Venasic, Jupiter. When Jupiter goes OOB, the disguising activities, like our famous Babas, Indian Baba, who are resting in jail nowadays, the disguising over highly headedness, over self-pride, always expecting a red carpet welcome everywhere. Jupiter means pride. Jupiter means greatness. Jupiter means height. Jupiter means exalted position in the society. They always expect an exalted position within the society. They always expect the red carpet welcome everywhere. They cannot even ignore a simple behavior of people. They act or they pretend to be the greatest, the noblest, the honest, the most honest person in the world. But if Jupiter is OB with positive combinations, then they will write good books, classics, and they will be good teacher, good preacher, and good leader of the society of mankind. Next is Venus. Venus is the planet of love. Planet of love? Yeah, planet of romance. Venus is cited in the Rig Veda, in the mantra, I am Venus, Chodayat Prashnigarbha. Rig Veda declares, I am Venus. This Venus is risen in the eastern sky. What is the Venus? Venus, V-E-N-U-S. If we read this word in the Roman language, it becomes Venus. And Venus is originally the Sanskrit word and borrowed by Western languages from the Sanskrit, Vedic Sanskrit, Venus. Venus or Venus are synonyms of Shukra. When Shukra is OB, then offenses towards women, offenses towards children, and offenses pertaining to the sexual assault will be prevalent within the society. And if an individual has Venus under OOB, then that person will always be wearing his heart on his arms. Means every time in a romantic mood. He does not spare even his close relations. Therefore, it becomes unpredictable and leading towards the sexual assaults within the society. But Saturn is the most disciplined planet, the utmost disciplined planet, never goes OOB. It is the natural phenomena. We cannot help it. And sun always remains on the ecliptic. Therefore, no chance for the sun that it may go out of bound. Therefore, moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, these 5 can go out of bounds. And this out of bound phenomena always leads toward the weird behavior of planets as well as the weird behavior of individuals. Next point is Venashik nakshatra. What is Venashik? The most destructive nakshatra in the planet, in a chart. Start from the natal moon's nakshatra and find out the 22nd from the natal moon's nakshatra. That is labeled by sage Parashar the Venashik nakshatra. Venashik means subversive, destructive. I found it in the Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra that Parashar does not extol the moon in the ascendant, in the first house, always. Why? Because of the Venashik nakshatra in that case will be falling in the 10th house from the nakshatra, from the first house, from the lagna. Because the Venashik nakshatra, the 22nd nakshatra from the natal moon will naturally fall in the 10th house counted from the natal moon. So when moon is placed in the first house, then 10th house is destroyed. 10th house means Janet. 10th house means our brain. 10th house means our thought process. These area of our personality will be disturbed if we are having moon in the first house. Similarly, the moon in the fourth house is not much praised. Why? In that case, the Venashik nakshatra will go to the first house. First house means self-destruction would be there in the personality. The person will be in a state of being of self-destructive. This is the Venashik nakshatra. Again, the special thing, that is the Sarpashirsha. It has been mentioned in the BPHS by sage Parashar. I am not going beyond the limits established by sage Parashar. What is the Sarpashirsha? Sarp means serpent. Sarp means cobra. Or Shirsh means head. A cobra's head. Sarpashirsha. What is that Sarpashirsha? Sarpashirsha means when sun and moon together are in the second half of Anuradha nakshatra. It can happen only once in a year around the new moon falling in November month of this Christian calendar. That is the Margshirsh month in Hindu calendar. On the very Amavasya of Margshirsh month, sun will be transiting in Vrishchik Rashi or Scorpio Rashi. Anuradha nakshatra falls within the Scorpio region. Therefore, in the second half, within the second half, if sun and moon are together in the second half of Anuradha nakshatra, the Sarpashirsha Yog, the cobra's head Yog, so venomous Yog is emerged. So venomous means venom will be there in native's mind. Venom will be there in his actions. Venom will be there in his thought process. So Sarpashirsha is also very dangerous yoga and very dangerous nakshatra, but it can happen once in a year only. Next point. Next point is Gulick. What is Gulick? Gulick is a segment, also known as Mandi. Parashar states, Namantaram tu tascheva Mandiritya vidhiyate. The other name of Gulick is Mandi. Mandi and Gulick are not two different entities. Mandi and Gulick are one and the same. But some people think so, that these are two different entities. That is wrong. Birth during Gulick Kal births during the Gulick time. Gulick time occurs according to the 8th segment pertaining to Saturn over a period of 12 hours long of a day or of night. Almost it extends up to 1.5 hours. 12 divided by 8 gives us 1.5 hours. So 1.5 hours. And we start the counting from on Sunday from the sun, on Monday from the moon, on Tuesday from Mars, and so on. The segment, the 1/8 part of a day pertaining to Saturn in their weekday order will be the Gulick. And the commencement of this segment, at the time of the commencement of this segment, the rising lagna at the specific given locality will be the longitude of Gulick. And if Gulick coincides with lagna, with the rising sign, many positive traits of the chart are destroyed. That may be out of country, away from his birthplace. Okay, my bell had been rung, but I am so young that I am not supposed to go above now. As I predicted that I will be here even after 2026. Okay, now at the end of my lecture, I would like to mention a very special thing. There was no cult and culture in India naming the Ayanansha after an individual. It is a long, wrong tradition that person giving the name of Ayanansha, that is Lahiri Ayanansha, that is so-and-so Ayanansha, that is so-and-so Ayanansha. All Ayananshas, even Lahiri himself states, declares that these are the Chitra Pakshi Ayanansha. And this name, the Chitra Pakshi Ayanansha, is highly well supported by the Vedas and by the scientific observations. And the Chitra Pakshi, this name has been given by Venkatesh Shastri Ketskar of Maharashtra, whose descendant is present here in this conference and sitting in the front row, Mr. Subhash Dongre, great grandson of Mr. Venkatesh Shastri Ketskar, and we all are indebted of Mr. Venkatesh Shastri Ketskar, that he has written so many books on Siddhantic astrology, and we are calculating Panchanga and all ephemeris according to his books. Even nowadays. He has given the name, the Chitra Pakshiyanta. Why this Chitra Pakshiya? Chitra Nakshatra, the spica. The spikas, there are two types of zodiacs. One is fixed and other is moving. Moving is tropical and fixed is sidereal. But these two zodiacs have mentioned in the Vedas. In this mantra, Dvadash Pradhaya Chakramekam Srini Nabhyani Kautachiketat Tasmin Sakam Trinshata Shankavo Na Arpita Na Chala Chalasaha Na Chala Chalasa. Chal means moving, Achal means fixed. The two types of zodiacs have been mentioned in the Vedas. And the fixed zodiac will be decided from the point, the starting point of the fixed zodiac will be decided in accordance, the point falling 180 degree apart from the nakshatra chitra, from the nakshatra spica. And that is the commencing point of the fixed zodiac. And it has been also mentioned in the Rig Veda. Swastina Indro Vradhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwe Vedaha Swastina Saksho Aristanemi Swastino Brihaspati Dadhatu. Why the Vedic sage picks up the Chitra Nakshatra? Swastina Indro, according to the Kshatriya Samhita, the ruling deity of Chitra Nakshatra is Indra. So Swastina Indro, first of all he mentions Chitra Nakshatra. Swastina Indro, Vradhashravaha, Swastina Pusha. And after that, he mentioned the Pusha, the Revati Nakshatra. Revati Revati's ruling deity is Pusha. So Chitra and Pusha are mutually falling at 180 degrees apart. And similarly, Swastina Starksho, Starks means Shravan Nakshatra. Shravan Nakshatra and the Pushya Nakshatra, whose ruling deity is Jupiter, Brihaspati. Those are also falling on the same radius. It's in this manner. Thus, the image of swastik emerges. The image of swastik emerges. Therefore, the Swastina Indro Vradhashava, Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha, Swastina Starcho Aristalemi, Swastino Brihaspati Dadhatu. Thank you, because my time is over. But I would like to pay my namaskar to all of you. And thank you for bearing me such a long time, half an hour long. Thank you. Namaskar. Vanakkam. Sayonara. Namaskar.